afternoon's top stories. Today marks anniversary of emergency sitting of Parliament to change electoral boundaries, Georgetown man remanded for gun possession, and Trump to be inaugurated on Friday. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, the 16th of January 2017. I am Shaira Flanders. Nationally, January 16, 2017 marks the second anniversary of the special sitting of National Assembly to address the changing of the electoral boundaries. In 2015, the former administration called an emergency sitting of Parliament to change the boundaries weeks before the upcoming federal elections. The sitting itself has been described as historic due to the nature and the reported speed at which the bill proceeded through Parliament. The then opposition contested the decision in court and filed an injunction to block the decision, eventually taking it to the Privy Council. The council rejected the change and the election proceeded on the old boundaries. The police have charged a bus driver for causing the death of a 7-year-old boy on Monday, January 9th. According to reports, Kevin Lawrence of Harris's Village has been charged with causing death by careless driving. He has been granted a $50,000 bail and must surrender all travel documents. He is also ordered to report to the Keon police station twice a week. On Monday, January 9th, the 7-year-old boy was attempting to cross the Island Main Road in Keys when he was hit by passenger bus HA127 driven by Lawrence. The boy was taken to hospital but died 2 days later. Minister of Tourism Honorable Lindsey Grant says brand awareness plays a major role in the success of the country's tourism industry. He said by marketing St. Kitts around the world, persons become interested and want to visit our shores.
Brand awareness, more persons international, regionally getting to understand and know that St. Kitts is ready for business. And so it's been a work in progress. And so we have to continue to keep brand St. Kitts, the name out there. And we have done a lot of marketing. We have done a lot of, as a matter of fact, we have done a significant amount of marketing all across the world to make sure that people understand that St. Kitts is here, it's open for business, and we have this service to deliver.
Minister Grant says it is necessary for tourism officials to travel to promote the country in efforts to attract the number of visitors that is expected.
They come to St. Kitts because you go out there, you engage them, you tell them what we have to offer, you tell them we have the best to offer. And so they are inquiring minds and they come to see if what we say we can deliver, we can deliver. And I'm certain, based upon the ranking we have, number 3, they have said that yes, St. Kitts is delivering.
On Thursday, St. Kitts welcomed 5 cruise ships with approximately 16,000 passengers on board. The Sandy Point Primary School Literacy Week of activities began this morning with an opening ceremony at the school grounds. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and other ministry officials were scheduled to give brief remarks to declare the week of activities open. The week will include a career day, an open day, and a parade day, and are scheduled to run from Monday, January 16th to Friday, January 20th. The Sandy Point Primary School's Literacy Week is being held under the theme Swing into Literacy, Lights, Camera, Read. Welcome back. Moving to news on the regional scene in Guyana. A 28-year-old mining operations manager was remanded to prison on Friday for illegal possession of a gun and ammunition. HGP's Javon Vickery has more on that story.
28-year-old Cesar Gonzalez of Turn Drive, East Le Penitence is accused of unlawfully having in his possession a high-powered rifle and matching rounds. The police say the articles, a .45 rifle and several rounds of 9mm rounds of ammunition, were found in his home during a search on Thursday. Gonzalez pleaded not guilty to both offenses, but Chief Magistrate Ann McLennan refused bail and remanded him to prison. The police, reportedly acting on information, conducted an operation at an apartment building where the unlicensed weapon and ammunition were allegedly found. The arrest of Cesar Gonzalez falls in line with a recent comment by Commander of A Division Clifton Hicken, who had remarked that the police will be conducting intelligence-driven operations in his division.
Targeting area based on our information coming out of the team policing, we're going to deploy a lot of intel ranks in plainclothes around the place. Heavy deployment will be done this year in that regards because we feel that while we're doing our execution search warrants, we're still inconveniencing the majority for the minority.
Gonzalez, however, will be making his next court appearance on January 24. Javon Vickery, HGP Nightly News.
Moving to news in St. Lucia, a teenage girl has been charged with blackmail after police say she leaked nude photos of St. Lucia's minister in the office of the Prime Minister. We hear more in this HTS St. Lucia report.
Allegations of extortion, blackmail, and leaked nude photos purporting to be of Eubaldas Raymond, minister in the office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for finance, were the order of the day on January 13th, now dubbed Blackmail Friday, on social media blogs. The minister, flanked by his attorney, Alberton Richilo, addressed the matter during a no-questions press briefing.
I have been exposed yet again to one of the ugly truths about life in the public eye.
News Force obtained the images and screenshots of what appeared to be conversations on popular social media chatting platform WhatsApp, allegedly between the minister and a female teen college student.
Since I entered politics, I have maintained that my integrity and my credibility are of utmost importance. My record speaks of itself.
One screen-captured chat log reads, quote, "is not into big men," end quote. The response, "she can change her mind with me," end quote. The conversation then took a dark turn. Quote, "You sure you can't agree to it, Eubaldas Raymond," end quote. "Just hand you over cash and that's it," end quote, was the reply. The chat continued with an abrupt request for cash. Quote, "Dr. Eubaldas Raymond, would you be the kind-hearted person you are to give me $700 to go on my trip? Yes or no?" End quote. "No without any conditions and yes with conditions. And by the way, no one has asked me for anything close to this in cash," was the response. The two then appeared to exchange threats in another screen-grabbed chat log. Quote, "I am prepared to have yours exposed too. Don't think I didn't know what you were up to. Go ahead," end quote. The response, "Who have more to lose?" End quote. A nude photo purporting to be of the finance minister was exchanged. Another request for more cash followed, with threats to leak pics and vids.
The situation I now find myself is not a unique one in the world we live in today.
Infamous United States politician Anthony Weiner eventually submitted to pressure after he was caught up in numerous sexting scandals with several women from 2011 to 2013. One young woman implicated in the alleged extortion scandal was hauled before a magistrate in the 1st District Court and slapped with blackmail charges. Bail was posted at EC $10,000.
I want to state clearly that no amount of threats will cause me to turn away from my values as a human being and as a family man. I will not give in to political operatives who will use the most disgusting tactics in order to malign my name or to scare me into submission. I will trust the court system and in the Almighty God. Until such time as this matter is resolved through our justice system, I will make no further statements on the case.
Eubaldas Raymond did not confirm nor deny the authenticity of the nude photos. The office of the Prime Minister has not indicated whether the government minister will be asked to step down amid the nude photo extortion scandal.
I will say finally that I will not be bullied, and I am not afraid.
A blackmail conviction carries a 14-year prison sentence. Rihani Isidore, HTS News Force.
On to news on the international scene. The U.S. President-elect Donald Trump will be inaugurated at an official swearing-in ceremony on Friday. He made a lot of promises on the campaign trail and will be under tremendous pressure to keep them. More in this report.
California businessman Chris Garcia is an avid supporter of Donald Trump.
I was sold right away because, number one, he's a businessman. What I appreciated most is that he wanted to jumpstart the economy again. He wanted to bring jobs back to America.
Trump has inherited a robust economy with a record 75 straight months of job growth, rising wages, negligible inflation, and a booming stock market. So keeping that promise might be easier than most. But Trump appears to think that the president has the power to unilaterally impose tariffs, round up millions of undocumented migrants, and set up a registry for U.S. Muslims.
It's not how things work. Almost all of those things will require cooperation of agencies as well as consent from Congress. None of them can be unilateral decisions, and it's not clear that he knows that.
Trump has also promised to immediately repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. But Republicans don't have a replacement for Obamacare ready, and some are now urging a go-slow approach. It's another promise difficult to keep.
Best case scenario is they put something through that repeals it, delays the repeal, and says we'll figure out what to do next, which is a transparent dodge and isn't a repeal of the ACA, in fact. So I think that will end. I don't think that's going to end well for Republicans.
Trump supporter Garcia also expects him to follow through on a pledge to build a border wall and make Mexico pay for it. But already Trump has backed off, saying the U.S. taxpayers will pay billions for the wall and he'll work out a deal with Mexico later.
I want to get the wall started. I don't want to wait a year and a half until I make my deal with Mexico.
If that wall doesn't get built, would you be disappointed?
I would, because that's a symbol of American sovereignty.
As he prepares to take office, Trump is about to learn what many presidents have before him. Making promises is easy. Keeping them is hard. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Los Angeles.
A Turkish cargo plane has crashed into houses near Kyrgyzstan's Manas airport, killing at least 32 people. Most of the residents were in their homes when the aircraft struck. Here's more.
A cargo plane plunges into houses in Kyrgyzstan as people inside them sleep. Many are killed as the aircraft smashes its way through at least 15 buildings.
My sister lives next to the house where the plane crashed. She and her husband weren't in the house when it crashed, thank God.
In the grey of a winter's dawn, emergency crews struggle to pull the injured from the wreckage. Medical staff say 6 children are among the victims. The Kyrgyzstan Health Ministry says 4 of the 5 crew on board the aircraft have also been killed. The 4-engine's Boeing 747 was just over 4 hours into a routine cargo flight bound for Turkey's capital Istanbul. It was to make a stop at Manas airport, 25 kilometers north of the capital, Bishkek. At 7:31 a.m. local time, a short distance from the runway, it crashed. It's the middle of winter in Kyrgyzstan. The airport is said to have been surrounded by thick fog. The plane is said to have been about 14 years old and belonged to Turkish cargo carrier ACT, which flies under the name My Cargo. This route between Hong Kong and Istanbul is used regularly throughout the year. Manas Airport is said to be equipped with radar systems, which allow aircraft to fly in poor visibility. Investigations are beginning into the crash, which has devastated this Kyrgyzstan community. Rob Matheson, Al Jazeera.
And now for the weather. Present weather is cloudy with slight showers. Winds are moderate from the north-northeast at 30 miles per hour. Seas are moderate to locally rough with waves reaching 6 to 8 feet. The weather forecast for today predicts partly sunny skies with periods of increased cloudiness and scattered showers. Tonight will be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy with scattered showers. Sunset today will be at 5:58 p.m. and the sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:36 a.m. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Shaira Flanders. Have a good one.